Dia Yeve, ma anam carja. Conas atá tú, lads. Conas atá tú Elaine on show. Elaine here. Just popping in to say hello. I'm still alive. I know it's been a while since I recorded my last podcast episode, and I just wanted to do a wee update to say what I'm up to, what the crack is, where I've been, what's going on. Yeah, I'm going to try and keep this short, but you know what I'm like, I'm a talker, I'm here for it. Yeah, what a time to be alive. What a time to be alive. You're doing amazing, lads. You're doing feckin' amazing. And I send you love in this moment, this sacred moment that will never be again. So yes, I just wanted to pop on and speak into a few things, and I'm a bit all over the shop energetically, and I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to show up as I am and tell them what the crack is. So the first thing I wanted to mention is the Chroí subscription. Actually, I'm going to come back to that, but I just wanted to say it out loud that that's one of the things that this wee update is about. Chroí subscription, monthly subscription that I've finally figured out how to do. Bit of a technology retard over here. Would never call myself such a thing, but you know. But to be absolutely honest with you, lads, I've been energetically depleted. And I was at a gathering yesterday for Lunasa. Happy Lunasa, 7th of August. We have another few days yet, but the portal is open, the energy is intense. And when I was at the gathering, I was like, you know, other people were feeling tired and the energies, and I was like, I must speak into it because people feel alone in their experience, and you're never alone in your experience, you know. And a client messaged me saying, God, have you felt the energies recently? And I'm like, of course I have. I've been energetically fucked. So I just wanted to say that that's why I haven't been on here. I was away in Wales and the UK for about 3 to 4 weeks, and I came back and I've been just resting and trying to get my energy back up. I'll share loads all about it in my next episodes. And you know, I'm actually over calling it tiredness or energetic depletion. Really, it's a call inwards. It's my inner landscape calling me home to tend to it. And I think when we kind of see it from a different perspective, the negative connotations can fall away. I did a whole episode on this fatigue, chronic fatigue, how it actually was my greatest teacher and is such a gift. A call inwards to stillness. So yes, I always find around the summer solstice the most intense time of the year. I feel more energetic and outgoing at the winter solstice than I do with the summer solstice. And I was travelling around while I was bleeding around the summer solstice, and it was really intense, and I never want to do anything like that again. So I'm still recovering, I feel. But a lot of magic happened on that pilgrimage. A lot of magic, right? Oh, fucking hell! Initiations at the Tor, Glastonbury, Avalon, the Divine Masculine, heart cracked open. A lot of juicy stuff, lads and ladies. Oh my God, changed forever. Not what I was expecting at all. You know, they say things happen when you least expect it, and it's a fact. Whew. And for that reason, because there's a lot of juicy, tender things that have happened to me recently, I was like, I gotta start this subscription, because I did mention it in one of my episodes that I want to share everything with you, you know that. I'm an open book, right? An absolute open book. However, the level of what I'm sharing is so delicate that I need some safety and structure around it. I was saying to you that, like, I was listening to like Candlelit Tales podcast episode one day, and automatically my podcast came on afterwards, and I was like, imagine if that was my mum, like, and I'm talking about all my childhood trauma and stuff. I was like, I need, for specific episodes where I want to share the raw, vulnerable stuff, I need subscribers, right? So I'm really excited to get this out there. And to be honest with you, lads, it would really, really support me on my path. It's going to be $4.99 a month. I might change that at some stage, like, but right now that's what feels really good. Or I was like, what would I pay? That's what I always do. What would I pay? And I was going somewhere with that. Yeah, it would. Yeah, I've had my podcast now for over 2 years, and it's always just been anyone can access it. But I just feel now it needs to shift. And it would really, really support me, because I was reflecting on this, lads. Like, it actually is one of my priorities in service, is my podcast, because it really allows me to share the magnitude of the journey I'm on, and that a lot of are on, that can't be summed up in a 90-minute reel or an Instagram post or a Facebook post. It has to be this expansive, and my podcast is one of my priorities, and I really want to invest more in it, and I'll get to that in a minute, my new setup. But yeah, it's one of my priorities, and having it at such a priority, I need to open myself up to receiving contributions towards it, because I'm prioritizing it over paid work. And, you know, I'm sure you realize this if you've been listening to my episodes. It takes an awful lot of spaciousness and devotion to come to the conclusions that I come to in my episodes. It's a lot of devotion, which I love, and it comes effortless and easy to me. But if some of you could support me with that, that would really help. Really help. So yeah, it's $4.99 a month. That will include extra content. Some episodes will be available to everyone as usual, but I feel like going forward, a lot of my episodes need to have some privacy containment around it, because I want to share everything with you. I want to share more in-depth juiciness around money and how I've really managed to support myself for 5 years, having worked very little. I want to share all the juicy insights into that, and to relationships with the masculine. You know, those kind of in-depth details that I would like to share, but, you know, also wouldn't like my ex-boyfriend just happened to come across an episode while he's driving along on his Spotify and my podcast comes on and I'm talking about him. I need a bit more safety around it. And the intention of sharing the juicy details is because there is wisdom and learning in it. And I feel like I've paved or blazed a trail. I've had to go first with a lot of things in my life. And I want to be able to share that with people who are walking that path. I wish I'd known these things. I wish someone had shared it with me. So the link to the subscription will be in the notes, in the description of this wee update. So again, it would really, really, really support me on my path, because I'm very, very, very selective, lads, about the work that I do, paid work, because my time is so precious and I need a lot of spaciousness for my own growth and evolvement and ascension. So if this podcast could allow more receptivity, resources in, it would be just amazing. And on that, I'm giving deep gratitude to one of the listeners, Haley from America, who donated a substantial amount of money. So she just listened to my last episode and she's like, I'm going to donate some money so you can buy a new microphone because you said you wanted to get one. And I'm like, thank you, Haley, seriously, because it just gave me that motivation to actually do a bit of research into what, podcast microphone would be good. And I got a Rode one and I'm really excited to use it this week. This isn't it, because I'm waiting. I need to get a USB adapter for it because it doesn't fit into my Mac laptop. So I'll hopefully be recording on the new mic. I got a new amazing meditation floor chair that has a back on it, and I have a proper floor microphone stand. So I'm really excited, like very, very excited for my new recording kind of setup and equipment. Finally, after 2 years, I've really invested. Just shows, lads, just sit down and record or write or share and you can perfect it over time. So I'm excited for that. And again, thank you to Haley. And I just realised that actually I need that support. And I really, really helped me to actually bring it into a more professional sound and space. So yes, my next episode will be from the new setup. Was there any other update? Yeah. Energies. Lunasa. Firstly, if you scroll back to the 7th of August last year, I recorded a Lunasa meditation and activation. I listened to it myself the other day. I actually think it's really good. I've done a lot of healing to be able to say that. I actually think it's really good. I really enjoyed listening to it. So if you're looking for something to tune into during this Lunasa portal, please, feel free to scroll back to that. What else? What else? This is 12 minutes and it's meant to be brief, so I'm trying to sum things up quickly. Yeah, the energy of 2025, I probably mentioned it in one of my episodes where Pam Gregory said it's like one of the most intense years astrologically in a long time, maybe even thousands of years. And how that's affected me is like physical energy. I've been pulled to stillness and inwardness a lot more. So I've done very little driving this year. Like I had to drive an hour and a half yesterday and I found it way too much. I might have shared that in the last episode. In the space of a month when my laptop was missing, and I couldn't do much work, and I just didn't drive anywhere. I didn't do much at all. So I haven't been like driving to places to like jump in rivers or sacred sites or and I know I was pilgrimaging in England for nearly 2 months, but I actually got the ferry over as a foot passenger and got the train and stayed with my friends and didn't do much when I was over there either. Besides when I was in Glastonbury and Wales for 10 days, which is going to be a whole episode in itself because it was absolutely massive. That'll definitely be a subscriber only one. But besides that, I haven't been driving much or going places. Like usually in the summer, every day I would drive to the river, which would be like maybe 15, 20, 30 minute drive. Well, between 20 to 30 minute round trip. And when I lived in Kerry, I was always out at different places on the land. But definitely since the equinox, complete stillness as much as possible. And not even out in the garden as much, unless it's really sunny and I was lying out. But like my vegetable patch, yeah, I go out and harvest what I need for my lunch and my dinner, but I haven't been sitting in the garden. I've just been needing to like sleep. So I think in around June, I was taking naps most days during the day. And it's taken me a lot of healing to be able to actually rest when I need to rest, be still when I need to be still. Years, lads, absolute years. And I'm so proud of myself, because if you need rest, you need rest. Why is doing something else more important? And you might have noticed in my last podcast episode, Remembering the Mission, that was after a month's rest, and my soul was on fire. I was lit to bits. We find God through rest, I think. Not even through rest, through a regulated nervous system. So all the things in the external have been paused, really, and it's really just about being still in my home. And that's changed. I've been around in different people's homes the last few months, traveling around. So wherever my home was, I was just been still there. And the more stillness we cultivate, we realize how much energy it is to do stuff in the external. So I just wanted to give that little update in case people are feeling like there's something wrong with them. No, it's the energies. Have a look at some of Pam Gregory's videos on YouTube. She talks into it in depth, the energies and the tiredness and the rest that's needed, and good food, organic food. And that's another thing. I can't, I had gluten, and if I eat anything that I'm not meant to, I'm literally vomiting or I've diarrhea. Going against myself is becoming impossible. Yeah. I was going to say something there. The energies. Yeah. When I was at the gathering yesterday for Lunasa, I was like sometimes I'm not just this is the last few days I've felt the energies the most, I think. And I actually had aches and pains in my body, right? But I really wanted to go to this Lunasa gathering, and I'm glad I went, but I was pushing it I felt like I was the body of a 9-year-old woman, honest to God. I was just in pain, standing, and I was like, is there actually something wrong with me? And then I came back to my heart, to my soul, and I was like, no. No, this is just my body's experience right now. And it's funny, when I was in Glastonbury, I was in Wales actually, and I was having a bit of a tiff with my friend because we'd spent a lot of time together in a very small space, and they were like, you sound like a 6-year-old woman. And I was like, yeah, sometimes I feel literally like my 66-year-old mother actually does more than me. Yeah, I am feeling and healing so much that the body needs a lot of rest. So yeah, I do. I think as I said, there's women in their 60s, 70s, 80s literally doing physically more than I am. So I was like, yeah, you're right, actually. I don't take that as an insult. Maybe I did at the time, just a little bit. And that's why I'm needing more support. I'm really having to ask for support, because I'm being a vessel for a lot right now, and I can't do a lot in the physical. Anyways, this is turning into a whole episode in itself, but one last thing on that. I'll try and share it in the notes if I can remember the name of the video, or if I can find the video even. I watched this video by Matt Kahn a couple of years ago, and it was so helpful, and it stuck with me so deeply because I knew it to be true. Matt Kahn is, I believe, an ascended master walking the earth plane right now, and he shares a lot of really amazing wisdom for people who are awakening to love right now. And I think the video on YouTube was called The End of Suffering, and he talks about how it's the body's journey, right? So I'm actually going to watch it again tomorrow, just to receive more juicy wisdom. But The End of Suffering, I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. And he says how, say you have an awakening to new consciousness. So say it's you, what did I talk about in the last episode? Mirror work, where everyone in your life is mirroring back an aspect of yourself, and you're like, God, that can be a bit traumatic to realize that, because we can't blame or project anymore, right? So say you have that awakening. You also have an awakening to the bullshit in the world and the matrix and how much we've been lied to and how fucked up like the food system is and the pesticides on the food. So you're having a spiritual awakening and you're awakening to new consciousness, right? So basically what he says is it can take the body a long time to integrate that new consciousness. So what the mind, it can take months, it can take years. And the body is slowing down and needing rest to integrate the new wisdom, the new consciousness. And that's my experience of a spiritual awakening. The body is can be floored as it integrates the new. So that is what I fully believe is happening me and thousands, hundreds of thousands of people on the planet. And you need rest. And you need to allow yourself rest. And know that it's the most productive, helpful thing, loving thing you could do. And at the gathering yesterday, a woman said, I found it really hard to just relax and do nothing. And everyone was agreeing with her. And I was like, I think I'll actually write a book about that. How the inability to sit still and rest can be what blocks us from the divine, from actually ascending. And it's not that we have to be still, but it's like, if we're doing because we can't sit still, we're creating suffering. Be still, lads. Put your feet up. Have some cacao. Have some nettle tea and just breathe into your beautiful sacred heart. And just know that you are. You are. Everything that you need to be through stillness. So I'm going to leave it there. This is over 20 minutes. This is as brief of an update as I can give. So yes, Grá Mór subscription details will be below. I hope everything works seamlessly with that. I will check it out after I post it. Again, thank you to Hayley for allowing me to get me shit together. Thank you to all of you for listening, because it really, really, really I know motivates me, because I know there's people who listen to every single episode, and that really motivates me to do the work and to show up for myself and to share. So and I've been missing it, I really have, and I'm really excited to get the little USB adapter this week and to just get going, because I would love to even share my journal entries, because a lot comes through for me on that. Yeah, I would love to just share 5 or 10 minutes reflections for subscribers on a weekly basis, just lots of little updates. So yeah, I'm really excited to see how that container grows and the little community that we can create there. So that's it, everybody. I'm sending you so much love for this Lunasa portal. I really hope you get to reflect and sit with yourself to see what you are harvesting within at this time. And remember that we are here to hold the light within the darkness. There's a lot of darkness in the world right now, but that's why we came, to be the light, to be the hope, to be the love. So yeah, sending you so much love, everyone, and I promise I'll be back again soon. Grá agus bannacht agus slán go fóill. Grá Mór.